next person who sent their link in was Neil, and her shop is Minimal Chaos Art. So she's got art prints and original paintings. So let's go ahead and check it out. And let's see what Neil has on her shop here. So she's got some abstract art. Yeah, that sounds good. Good idea, Leah. Use your real hand. That would work well. So we've got some abstract art, canvas, original acrylic painting, original abstract painting, all these good keywords here. Nice picture of it on the wall. Very straightforward picture. Another one there. Now, though, another photo I think would be great, Neil, is if you've had a photo of the back of it that shows how this is gonna, if it hooks onto the wall. Like I just hung up some pictures the other day, and I just couldn't. When I got to the store, I was like, "Oh gosh, how does this thing actually hang up? Is it a cable? Is it a little metal bracket? Is it one of those little ones with the teeth? You know?" So just details like that just make it a little easier. Someone might kind of freeze when they don't know, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know how this is going to hang up," and they look at another option and it shows it. It just creates that. It just makes it easier for them to move forward. So that's what you always want to do with your listings, your descriptions, is just make sure you answer every question your buyer could possibly have, especially ones like this. You know, you've got these 3-piece options right here, 5x7. So 3-piece art prints. Now, this one I feel a little confused because your sizing here says 5x7, and then this one says 11x14. Now, I don't know what this dimension is. Maybe this is the 11x14 option. Obviously, 5x7 is going to be much smaller. And it's also a question of, is it going to come with frames? Printed. Okay, frames are not included. Cropping may change depending on the size you purchase. Colors may vary slightly. Wrapped in acid-free glass sign paper, packed in a bubble mailer. Okay. So this is $70 for the 11x14. And if you had like even maybe a label or something that said this is the 11x14 size option, that'd be really nice as well. And let's go ahead. Let's zoom in on this a little bit. Now I'm curious, is it real texture? Because pictures like this, you never really know until it shows up if it's actually going to be textured or not. I think it's a benefit if it is textured. Now, if it's just printed and there's no texture, don't add any detail to it. But if there's actual real physical texture on this painting, you know, on these lines right here, I think it'd be nice to add a detail about that. You know, the lines have real texture, you know, and so on. And it, you know, you can really see it. Okay, so this one does not have texture, but the original does have texture. Okay, and let's go ahead and look at this one. Custom quote on abstract blended color background. So again, we have the sizes. Your words here, very pretty. All right. So you have some really pretty, lots of really interesting, pretty stuff. Some of it I really like here. Custom quote on abstract. A girl should be. Yeah, and another thing, Neil, if you know where to get frames for this, I'd recommend putting links to the frames in your description. I saw somebody else do that recently. They had a link and they said, you know, just go to, what was it, you know, I can't remember the place. Joanne Fabrics, I think, maybe, or something like that. But they had a link directly to a frame option, and I think that's a great idea. To do something like that. So looks like you have a lot of different options on here. You've got 29 items, so that's a really good start. Your pictures are good. You've got pretty looking items, that you've got nice looking pictures. So at this point, you know, I recommend keep your listings fairly fresh. So this one's March 2nd, so that one's nice and fresh. But on some of these keywords, you're going to have a lot of competition. You may even want to renew your listings more frequently than that. So this one is 1.5 million 1.5 million results for the keyword abstract art. So in that situation, you might want to find more specific keywords. So I don't know if there is a specific style that would match this painting, But if you could go and look and try and find keywords, so maybe there's, you could try something like blue gold abstract painting. Now, if this has a specific style, I know there's different names for these different styles of paintings. So if you know of a style or something, another keyword that would be more descriptive, I'd recommend getting more descriptive, because this keyword is huge. Abstract art has 1.5 million competing results. So it's kind of just super broad and super huge, and it's going to be a bit tough to compete in something like that. So if you could find something a little bit more narrowed down, and you could try blue gold abstract painting, maybe that would even be, let's see what kind of results we get there. 24,000. So that one's a lot more specific, but it's still a great keyword. So you had more descriptive words, made them broader because you couldn't get a sale. So there's two different things you got to look at. You got to look at how many views you're getting, how many visits you're getting on your shop. And people usually have either a traffic problem or a conversion problem. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at your shop stats as a whole. If you're looking at your Etsy shop stats and you have 1,000 visits and no sales, then it means you have a conversion problem. There's something about your listings that people don't like, either the price, maybe they just aren't getting enough detail. Now, I kind of feel like I look at a lot of pictures like this where I know the item's kind of photoshopped on there. It's not like it's a real printed out physical thing. And for me, it just reduces like the intrigue a little bit when I feel like it's not a real item. This one I like better because this is a real picture. I can actually see it. I like that. But with this, I feel like maybe there's some ways you can add some more personal human touch to these photos, to this listing, to make it seem more like it's a real person that built this and put this together, instead of like it was just generated in some computer software. So if you have 1,000 visits and no sales, you've got to work on your listings to get them to convert more customers. Now, if you have your shop up and you're not getting any traffic, if you have 87 visits on your shop, then you've got to get more visits. That means renewing the listings, making your thumbnails better, and working on your keywords. So you say you've got about 200 views in the past 30 days. That's enough to make a sale. But you've got to get more views on your products. So that's not a lot of views. What I would say is you should be renewing your listings more often. Now, I haven't looked at the date on most of these. I know the one was March 2nd. This one's March 5th. So that's not too old. It could be that you're just going for too large of keywords here. Landscape art print is probably a really large keyword again, 600,000 results. So I would recommend for you, try and aim for keywords that are really relevant, that are more relevant, but more so in like the 25,000 result range. And that might go ahead and help you get a little bit more traffic. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit, Neil. Very cool looking paintings there.